Hi, welcome to Pick Your Coach's podcast. My name is Akshay Birala. Pick Your Coach is an online one-to-one coaching app that helps you access certified coaches across sports. The podcast is my way of helping you understand how elite athletes get to where they are, their game plan, mindset, and preparation. Thanks for joining us on Pick Your Coach's first ever podcast. And I couldn't have asked for a better guest to help me inaugurate this podcast. Mayank Agarwal.
Hi Akshay, how are you?
Good. Thanks for being part of this. And I thought I'll just start off with saying that for me, yes, for most people in India, you're the one who got those runs on your debut in Australia. But for me, you're the guy who piled the runs at home before you got selected. The best part about all this is Mayank's a Cottonian, so that immediately makes me like him a lot more than anyone else.
Yeah, we share that bond, so it's nice. It's good to be on that side.
Great. So thanks a lot, Mayank, and thanks for taking a risk on being the first guest on my podcast. So thanks so much for taking time. I know it's busy times, even though it's off season. I know you do a lot of things to keep yourself fit and keep yourself in the game. So thanks so much, and thanks for taking the time.
No, Akshay, I think it's a pleasure. Pleasure being here, and it's great speaking to you.
Great. So I thought to start off. So what got you into cricket, Mayank? Is that something that you picked up right from the time you were really young, or is it something that that came about over the years?
Well, actually, a lot of people at home watch cricket. My father watched cricket, and one of the days India was playing a game, and I was sitting and watching with them. And India was playing Australia, and I saw Sachin bat against Shane Warne, and the way he tackled Shane Warne and the way he played Shane Warne really interested me. That is something that got me really interested in the game.
So was that the Sharjah tournament? Is that what you're talking about?
I can't recollect.
Okay.
The exact thing. The exact game,
okay.
but
you remember Sachin and Shane?
Yeah, I remember Sachin and Shane, and I think watching him play there, made me try the sport and then fall in love with it.
Great. Yeah. So, would you say they were influential? They obviously were influential in you picking up the sport. But who would you say has been influential in your whole journey as of now, up till now?
I think a lot of people have influenced me over the years. Different people have been influential in different aspects and different stages of my life. I really look up to my grandfather. He is somebody who I would want to be, in terms of a person. So he was one I've learned, working hard from and being very disciplined, because I remember one thing that when I started playing cricket and we used to go for practice at school practice, and it used to be 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to leave home because I stay far from Cottons. I stay in Electronic City, so it takes it's 23 kilometers away. So it takes an hour. So I had to leave home at 6 in the morning every time. And even as a youngster, initially it was my grandfather who woke me up. And after that, I just started getting up on my own without an alarm, actually. So he was, he's been influential to me in my early days in bringing about the hard work in terms of discipline.
Yep.
And after that, representing school was a big honor. So quite enjoyed that. And our school coach at the time was Ramdas sir. So he was one influential. He got me to play, got me to bat a lot for in the nets, and then gave me a go in the school team, and never looked back since then.
Yeah, it's funny when you say. Obviously, Ramdas has been our coach. Has been my coach as well. So about 10 years before you started playing as well, when we were in Cotton. So he's been there, and I think he's still there as well. So he's obviously influenced a lot of people. And it's funny, right? They may not have played cricket at the highest level or anything, but their passion for the game makes you want to do well. And I think that's what Ramdas did for all of us, where he would push us. And I remember clearly, he never came and spoke to me about technique or never told me anything about that. He just let people be. But he still was there to motivate you and to push you to do your best. He knows that if you practice something hard enough, that you will get better. And I think at that point in time, when we were actually growing up, I think I treasured those kind of things more. And even for that matter, even my dad, when he'd speak to me, he'd never speak to me about technique or anything else. He just talked to me about doing the hard yards, which is exactly what you said, and which is exactly what you said even your granddad was pushing to you about. He wasn't talking about cricket, but he was telling you all the things that will make you successful irrespective of cricket.
Yeah, true. I think that to me, having learned that at a young age really helped me in my career. And coming to influential people later on in my life, I think the credit of me climbing up the ladder, scoring these tons of runs, should also be given to RX sir. Yeah. I think to me from it's been 6-7 years since I've started working with him. And to me, he is, if you ask me, from the time I started to now, he is the most influential person in my game. I don't speak cricket to anybody else in the family or anyone except him. He is my go-to man when I speak cricket. And the journey I've had with him has been nothing short of phenomenal. The way we connected, I remember playing a KPL tournament and having a pretty ordinary one. And I think 10 or 12 days later, he called me up and he said, "Mayank, what are you doing?" So I said, "Nothing, I'm just practicing." And then he spoke to me, he asked me, he said, "Listen, I think you got a lot of talent and a lot of potential in you. And why do you see yourself not scoring runs that consistently?" And after that call, he said, "Why don't let's?" He spoke to me like that, and I said, "Okay, let's meet up and chat, and let's see what we can do." And the first time we met for a coffee, and then we decided to start working. And that's what we've never looked back since then. I think I'm just very grateful to him and very glad that we started working together, and we just grown from strength to strength from there on. I remember starting off play initially. He is very good with technique. He's very good with a lot of things. So I remember this very clearly, and I'm elaborating at this because when I went to him, I told him that I'm not the most technically sound batsman, and I don't think that is my forte.
Sure.
And I know for a fact that he is technically very strong with his coaching. So I said, I'm not going to be very good at that, but help me find ways in a different manner to start scoring runs, to start getting better. So we started off initially making a few adjustments with my technique, and then he came up with the idea, and he said, "Okay, Mayank," he told me to read a book called The Inside Game of Tennis. And then he said, "Let's not focus on any of the problems, and let's just focus on solutions. What do we want? What are we looking for from the session? Where do you want to hit the ball?" And we started working in that way, and then things just turn around in a flash. And then he said, "You start finding ways. I will tell you what I want from you. I want you to hit the ball to mid-on, or I want you to hit the ball along the ground, or I want you to hit the ball off-stump ball towards mid-wicket." And we started practicing in those terms, and everything changed from there on. And it's been fantastic. That journey has been fantastic. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I continue to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, RX was my manager and coach when we did under 16 or under 19s as well, but I didn't interact on it as much. But I met him about a month and a half ago. And he told me exactly these things, which I've never heard any other coach speak about wherever. So exactly what you said, saying, "I'm going to tell you to hit it to mid-on or mid-off. I'm not going to tell you how to hit it there, but you'll find a way to do it there because that's what you need to do." So when he said that, and I started thinking about it, and it's exactly what you said. He tells you what's needed, and then you figure it out yourself. He's not there to tell you that this is how you have to get it there, which was great. I mean, hearing that and sitting with him for about an hour the other day was truly something different and something that I'd never heard before as well.
Yeah, because
like you said right now.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but because you see, I think that way, the way he approached with me made me understand my game. We cricketers talk a lot about understanding your own game, understanding your own technique, and all of those things, because each person is different, each body is different, and each person's technique is different. By adopting that method, it really really helped me understand what I can do, what I can't do, and what are the things I need to do to hit the ball in a particular manner. So I thought that was terrific. uh, it was just breakthrough for me.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, and obviously the importance of coaching and getting the right coach was obviously important for you. And now that you found RX and you've met him about 6-7 years ago, how important would you think that is for someone who's actually looking for a coach or is actually trying to break through something and try and make it big in cricket and try and get through representative cricket? How important do you think is having the right coach? You were fortunate enough to find RX maybe 6-7 years down the line, where you started working with him and got things to work for you. How important do you think that is for everyone else? I'm sure it's really important, but how much of emphasis would you place on that?
I think finding the right coach, finding a right person to help you is very very important in today's day and age, because in today's day and age there is a lot of information available. There are a lot of people who can give you a lot of information. Like, you go to YouTube, you go to any of these places, you watch cricket, you'll find a lot of people giving interviews, you'll find a lot of coaches giving you and filling you with a lot of information. So having a coach who gives you the right information, or who helps you figure out your own game, you able to access a coach who is good for you, I think is a world of difference. Because initially we didn't have enough information, enough coaches. But in today's day and age, we have too much information. So when you have too much, it becomes very very important to pick what is going to work for you. And I think it's a great platform, and a great place to uh, you know to pick your right coach, to see uh, where you want to move ahead in life. Because you want a coach who you can trust, and who you understand, and who understands you. And in today's thing, a lot of coaches are there to make money.
Sure.
But it's very very important to find somebody who you can trust, who is there for a win-win situation. His first thing has to be to help you get better as a cricketer, and then everything else comes secondary to that.
Yep. And I know for a fact that when you said that he's the only one who you trust and who you speak to in RX. I mean, while I was actually there with RX that day, you had called him from New Zealand and you were speaking to him, and obviously you went through a little bit of lull out there during the wonders, and you were speaking to him, and that just shows a lot where you're coming from and saying that there's only one person I trusted. No matter where I am, I have access to this person, and he's going to help me out because I trust what he tells me to do. So I think that's something which I'm sure you keep doing that often, and it's not just when you're in lull. I'm sure you do that even when you're getting runs, where you speak to him because you're always trying to improve, even if you're getting runs.
Yeah, it's just a feedback from him, that I want to get when I'm playing well, when I'm not playing well, whatever I'm doing. It's his feedback, because he understands my game on a personal level. And I think just a feedback on those things really really do help. Obviously, the batting coach Vikram Rathod in Team India is there to help, and he's really looking after us well. He looks at it overall. But having worked with somebody for so many years, you just have a little connect, and he can give a few inputs on on your personal game. So that I think makes it even more important to pick the right person, and to have access to the right people, which I think you are doing with this platform. You are helping a lot of people gain access to to the right coaches.
So obviously, coaches, all of that really helps, but you spend time with greats in the game, with great bowlers, with Virat Kohli and the opposition players that you play with, who you look up to. So there's a lot of learning that comes from there as well. I know it's easier said than done, that and no one's going to try, at least at your level, you're not going to try and emulate them or try and copy their style, which a lot of youngsters would probably do, saying, okay, I want to bat like him, I want to bat like Mayank, I want to bat like Virat. That's something which a lot of youngsters think and do. But from where you're saying, when you're standing at the non-strikers end and you see a Virat bat or you see a KL Rahul bat, what is it that you take in? Obviously, technique and all of that aside, which you don't want to, but then what do you take in when you're standing on the other side of the crease?
See, when I'm standing at the other side of the crease, there are few things that I'm observing when we're at training, and match obviously is different because you're thinking of the situation, you're thinking of, how to deal with the situation, your game, you're putting the game plan and all of that in. So you don't really think much during a game. But when you're at practice and you're facing these guys and you're with these guys, something that amazes me is intensity. Virat Kohli's intensity, the way he practices. He is so particular about the way he practices. The intensity which he gets to practice is like a match. He takes his practice very, very seriously. You see him come, work on specifics, focus on specifics, talk to the batting coach, sit and make a plan of, what he wants from this session. And he sets small goals and then goes about doing it. So that is fantastic. You see a Rohit Sharma go in there. You see a KL Rahul go in there. They're all class. You see, and as much as you look at them and you want to bat like them. It is the way you see a Rohit Sharma bat, you see a KL Rahul bat, and you see with the kind of ease they bat. It's mind-boggling. It's just so pleasing to the eye to watch these guys bat the way they do. So obviously you go. As a player, I understand that they are great. I would love to bat like them, but I understand as a player that there are few things that they can do, and I can't do. So I need to understand my own game, understand where I am good at, understand my own strengths, understand my own mind and how I react and respond to different situations, and then go ahead and do what I have to do, while I talk to them and ask them about how they handle or how they feel they handle a particular situation, a particular bowler, and try and get ideas from them, try and get cues from them. If say they are handling a particular bowler exceedingly well, and if you're not able to do that as well as them, so you just go up to them and speak to them and ask them about how they're preparing, what are they thinking, what are the measures they're taking to counter that. So gaining ideas from them and understanding how they do it and then applying it to your own game becomes very, very important. Instead of trying and copying them and emulating them like, copybook style, or just say, okay, their stance and all of that. But instead of those things, if you can try and understand how they are tackling and try and get their idea of or their reading of a situation, that'll really help you understand your own game and then put that into your own game.
Yep. No, so playing to your strengths, obviously, and understanding your own limitations, your own strong points. You're probably stronger than most other players in certain aspects. So making that your focus point and then gaining those other small things from everyone else is what you'd say that you do and what you'd recommend other people to do as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because at the end of the day, you have to go there and bat, and not somebody else. So as much as you want to copy them, you got to understand your own game and understand where you're strong at, and go and do that, because that's something that's going to work for you.
Yep, sounds good. So just moving on, I know you said your granddad was someone who's really influential. RX is, but obviously having support family, newly married, all of that, the support you get from all of them obviously has played a big role in this. You want to share how that's been, especially newly married, traveling all the time. How does that work out?
Well, I have to tell you, Akshay, I'm very, very grateful to my family. A lot of people, I feel, don't credit their family for the sacrifices they make for, especially when it comes to parents, grandparents, siblings, or even your wife. A lot of people make a lot of sacrifices for us to be comfortable, for us to be performing at our best. And I'm truly grateful to them, because see, with me having made my debut for India at such a later age, there were so many questions. There were so many things in my head, whether I'm going to play for India, not going to play for India, what's going to happen to me in my career. And I'm very grateful to my family to have supported me in my dream through and throughout. My parents, my father and mother, they've always been there. They said that, listen, son, don't worry, go and chase your dream. We are here to back you. We will look after the other things, and we will try and support you whichever possible way, whether it is in any form of coaching you require. We'll try and get you to the best coaches. Any equipment you require, we'll buy the equipment for you, and a lot of other things. And then, having not played for India till 27, 28, there are so many years where you don't know you're going to make it. You think, am I good enough, not good enough? And I think my family has always been there, always backed me, and they've always trusted in my journey, sometimes even more than I have done myself. And having the family support means the world to me.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that actually was leading up to my next question to you. Was you get all these runs, you're getting all these runs, right, year after year. As someone who follows you and is a fan of what you do and how you play, I get frustrated saying, okay, why hasn't he got his chances yet? And obviously for someone like you, it's got to burn at some level. So how do you keep motivating yourself and pushing yourself, saying, I know I've got these runs, but yes, you trust the process, but then I'm sure at some point and some level you're like, okay, I've got this many runs. And rightly you said, where your parents probably had more trust in the process than you, where you probably say, okay, what should I do? What else can I do to play for India? Because that's the pinnacle, I guess, for every cricketer who starts playing. So how did you pep yourself up? How did you basically tell yourself, okay, I'm going to get runs. I'm going to get 1,000 run season after season. I'm going to get a 100. I'm going to do everything I can do to make this happen. So how do you motivate yourself, even if you think things are not happening for you at that point?
See, I should be honest. You do sit and ponder, and you do sit and think about, after getting so many runs, when you don't get picked, you say, okay, I've got runs. Why am I not getting picked? You do get those thoughts. But I think it is very, very important for a player or a person to realize and understand that as much as they're thinking from their side, that is their story. That is from their side of, they're looking at the coin from their side. But you have to also be matured enough to look at it from the other side, whether there is place in the team. Obviously, the other players in the side are performing. So, if you're getting runs in the A side, if you're getting runs in the Ranji Trophy and not getting picked, you also have to see if there is a place. If there is no vacancy, then there is nothing you can do about it. So, you have to look at it from the other side as well. And for me, I must give credit to Rahul Dravid. He was there. He was the India A coach when I was getting a lot of runs. And I did speak to him. I did share my thoughts with him. I did share my concerns with him. And the thing he told me, he said, he told me something which I will take with me throughout. Was, he said that, Mayank, you have done your job. You have done what you can do from your side. And what is to say that this month or the next month is not going to be different from this month? You never know when your chance is going to come. And he helped me think as to what are the things that I need to still keep doing, because I can go there and score runs and then get frustrated saying, why am I not getting picked? And all of those things, and lose the plot when I'm actually very, very close to achieving my dream. And just because I'm frustrated, or just because I'm irritated, or just because I'm thinking, oh, I'm not getting selected, and getting into a negative mind space, thinking about, okay, this is where I am very close, or I am closer to my dream, or to representing the country. I am closer than I was before. And what are the things I need to do, or what are the things I need to keep doing to go on and achieve my dream, or go on and achieve to play for the country? Because it is very, very easy at that time to lose the right mind space and get into a negative zone. But I think Rahul Bhai really helped me stay there and helped me navigate that space by just telling me, I know it is tough, but even though it is tough, you got to do what is right. And what is right is go out there, give your best, keep performing, keep piling on more and more runs, and then wait for your chance. And stay positive. Mentally, you got to stay very positive, because as soon as you get into a negative mind space, you're not giving yourself the best chance to succeed. And maybe you get a chance, sometime in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whenever you get the chance, and if and when you get the chance, if you are in a negative mind space, then you're not doing yourself any justice, or you haven't done yourself any good.
Yeah. No, and who else, who better to tell you about that than Rahul himself, when he obviously scored tons of runs before he got selected as well. And obviously he knows it, and then we know where he ended up as well. So, yeah, I mean, after all this, what was your reaction when you got selected the first time? Do you recall where you were and what you were doing when you heard from the selectors?
Yeah, I remember we finished the India A series, got the flight back to India. From Auckland, went to Mumbai. From Mumbai, didn't go back to Bangalore because we had a Ranji Trophy game. We were playing in Gujarat, so went to Gujarat. Was playing the Ranji Trophy game. Finished that game, and then I got a call saying that Prithvi Shaw is injured, and you got to be on the next flight out to Australia. So I was exceedingly happy that I got picked, and I was really looking forward to going and playing for the country. I had goosebumps. I was really excited, really looking forward to, and there was, to be really honest, there was a little disappointment that Prithvi Shaw has got injured. You're replacing somebody, and as much as it hurts on a humane level, but that's reality.
So, playing at MCG Boxing Day, most cricketers would love to have that kind of debut. Thoughts about that? And if not MCG, where else would you have, if you had a choice to make your debut anywhere else, where would it have been?
I think personally, I'm very grateful for my debut. I think I had a fantastic debut. Scoring runs for the side and scoring runs for a winning cause. I think when we won the test match, I was elated, because at the end of the day, you're playing sport to win, and contributing to that success feels terrific. Uh, MCG, 80,000 people on the Boxing Day was a feeling I can't really describe. Only I can only say that it felt like something in the movies, where you felt like a gladiator, and you walk into a middle of a massive place where people are shouting, cheering, and it was an unbelievable atmosphere. I was nervous, and going into it, and you have a packed Australian fast bowling lineup, and they have packed bowling uh, in a packed stadium, and the noise up. It was I was nervous, but it was an experience like no other.
The minute you spoke about the packed Australian lineup, only thing that goes up probably for everyone is how much you got sledged. Was that bearable? Was it different? Was it obviously expected? I'm guessing, but so how was that?
Well, to be honest, it was more of a banter. Sledging was more of a banter. Uh, it was fun, It was fun in the sense that there weren't any abuses. They obviously they were taking a little dig at me, which is fine. It was good, friendly banter, and I think that's only healthy for the sport, when there is good banter.
and and that's what, as much as people would want to complain about it, I think audiences also want to hear that. They want that stump mic up so that they can hear what's happening. So as much as people say no, we don't want to hear it, so especially that series when Tim Payne was talking about with Rishabh Pant, and everyone had a laugh about it, and everyone really enjoyed that. And and like you said, as long as it's banter and it's not crossing a line and not get personal and abuses, everyone would be fine with that. And some of the best banters, I think, obviously it's thrown out a lot more when the Aussies do it, because everyone believes that they started. But I'm sure we have our own in India. So who do you think has best banter in the Indian team?
Uh, See, to be honest, I really enjoyed the banter in Australia. It was friendly banter, and it brings the best out of you and the best out of them. It just makes the game more competitive, and and I think the way they went about it was fine. They weren't abusive at all. So it was good fun. And you know what? You can't just pick one person who's good at it. So whenever the opportunity arises, you just take a dig at somebody.
Yeah. Good. So what's next for you, Mike? Obviously, the pinnacle for a lot of people and is to play for India. But what's your next goal? What have you set yourself saying? I want to do this next, and this is what I want to do professionally next. Is that something you even think of, uh, or is that something where you just put in the hard work and let trust the process and make that happen, or do you actually have a goal that you want to have personally?
See, obviously when I started playing, I wanted to play for India.
Yep.
And I came to a realization when I made my debut for India. There were a few things that I realized is when you start off, you want to play, you want to represent your country, and once I represent the country, then it's not about reaching a destination. Yes, you've achieved that.
Yep.
But then after I finished my first game, and I said, wow, I've now represented for the country, and immediately my mind went, what next? It's a part of a journey. You cannot say, okay, you've played for India or you've played for your country, and that's it. That's the destination. You've arrived or you've reached a destination. There's nothing to look forward to. So that's the thing that I realized, that once you reach this goal, then I had another goal, which is now performing to the best of my ability for India. And once I reach that goal, then there will be some other goal. So you set goals for yourself. You set a dream. Once you've achieved that dream, you start now putting something else. You start adding something else. You start adding something else, and I think it just grows on you. And setting those goals, setting those milestones help you achieve more. As help you achieve more, help you grow as a person more.
No, for sure. I mean, like you said, that's why I wasn't even too sure after I started asking that question, saying, is it realistic even to say, hey, okay, I've ticked one box. Am I done? And what's my next one? So they're obviously collective goals. They're things which you'll probably have multiple goals at the same time, but you're striving to get to that, I'm guessing. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, that would be fair to say. You achieve one, and then you set out another one, and then you achieve that one, and you try your best to achieve that. And once you achieve that one, you set another one, because that's how it is. At least that's how it's been for me. That I've once I achieved one goal, now I'm setting up another goal, and then striving and then working towards that.
So obviously a lot of solid moments for you playing cricket, right from school and obviously playing KCA and winning Ranji Trophy multiple times. Which is there a favorite moment other than obviously getting your India cap and starting off at the MCGs probably is right up there, but any other thing that sticks with you, like the first time you're part of a Ranji Trophy win? I know you said winning in Australia was awesome for you as well, but anything that tops that list, or you put all of them in just one line?
See, I can't say that one tops the other, but I realized something, that there was this great feeling that I experienced when we won the Ranji Trophy. It was a terrific feeling when I got my debut, when I got my cap for Karnataka, when I made my debut for Karnataka.
Yep.
And so there were great feelings, but there was little difference. I wouldn't compare the feelings.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't pick one, but I think that feeling of winning in Australia, that was something else. Getting my cap, making my debut for India, that feeling was also tremendous. So I can't compare the two, but I can tell you that it was a great feeling. It was something that I've never felt before. Feel good factor. Even when I reached my first Test 100, I was so happy. But it was happiness. It was happiness of a different kind each time.
The other thing, Mayank, which you're probably really proud of as well, is being part of that Karnataka team that won the treble, the Ranji Trophy, the Irani Trophy, and the Vijay Hazare. Your thoughts on that, and how good a season was that?
Yeah, I felt very proud. I felt very happy to be part of a side that won the treble, the Ranji Trophy, the Irani Trophy, and the Vijay Hazare Trophy. And we did that twice in 2 years. So that was a terrific feeling. To be a part of a team which is winning tournaments, was unbelievable. We were feeling great. We were playing great. Uh, you know, and the kind of moments and the kind of memories we made for ourselves was uh, unforgettable. I think we live for those moments, and those are the moments that we'll cherish throughout. So there was some unbelievable memories that we created, and some unbelievable matches, and some terrific games we played.
Yeah, no, for sure. So right now, Mayank, obviously break. Not that we actually wanted this break or anyone. Situation is such where everyone's staying in. Stopped a lot of things. It's unfortunate what's happening in the world right now, and hopefully things get back to normal soon. But how's it been for you? Like, what have you been doing, from keeping fit to anything that you've picked up, anything new that you started doing? Obviously time to reflect, time to actually get time to yourself and your family, so all those things included. So how have you been keeping yourself occupied? How have you been keeping yourself fit?
Uh, I think I've really used this time to keep to really work hard on my physical fitness. It's a lot of time off. I'm treating it like an off season where we don't have any matches uh, in the near future. So just training exceedingly hard, pushing my body beyond its limits to get better at that. And while I'm doing that physically, obviously we can't practice and we can't do that. So I've taken a step back, and with that aspect, working on my physical fitness and then working mentally on my game. That is something that I've looked to do. Take a step back, reflect a lot more on my game, reflect a lot more on how I'm playing. What are the places I need to improve. Sit and see some of the videos from before, areas to improve, and sit and plan out and how I can improve when we get back to practicing and when we can get back to start playing. So those are the things that I've been doing on a cricket front. But I've actually used this time to also to pursue other things apart from cricket, because at the end of the day you don't only want to be just a cricketer. You want to add a lot of other things as a person as well. So I've taken up to cooking.
Nice. any
And
any good stuff, or only you eating it?
yeah, I can safely say that nobody in the family has had a stomach ache or nobody has fallen ill. So I can say that. So that's a good start. Yeah, I can say that's a good start. I'm a safe cook. Is what I'd say.
Yeah. And I noticed that you'd mentioned it earlier as well, and reading up on what you've been doing before, I saw yoga being integral to your life. And is that something that you still practice, and is that something that uh, how does that help you?
Uh, I got introduced to meditation when I was 19, and I got forced into it by my father, and I'm very thankful to him for that. Having me pushed. He said he went to meditation and he saw uh, a lot of help to him. He found it great. He felt it would really help me in my cricket. And as a 19-year-old, you don't want to. I didn't want to go out there, sit, meditate, stay quiet, and not do much, just focus on my breath. And it was it was very different. It was very, I didn't enjoy it at the start, but once I stuck to it, it gave me a lot of benefits. I enjoyed it a lot, and it really helps you as a person. It helps you in every I think it helps you in every aspect of your life. It helps you understand the kind of person you are. It also helps you understand mentally how you react, how you respond to a lot of things, to a lot of situations. And it gives you a lot of insight about yourself. And that is something that is very, very, I feel, very important when you play cricket, or not just only in cricket, in other aspects of your life as well. Especially when you're a cricketer, once you understand how you react and respond in different situations, if once you get awareness of that, you can awareness is the first step to making a positive change. So meditation really makes you aware of a lot of things.
Yeah, no, so completely agree with you. Like, growing up, when someone asked you to go yoga, and you told them no, you're going to a gym, everyone would be like, okay, wow, he's going to the gym and he's not doing yoga. that perception has changed so much over the last, say, 10, 15 years, or maybe even a little bit more. But while growing up, everyone would think, no, you don't have to do yoga. You can just go to a gym and be fit. But that has changed. Like you said, it has so many other benefits which people are beginning to realize. I'll be a little late, but even though yoga has been around for millions of years, people have just started to look at those benefits. So it's good. And it's great that people like you are talking about it as well, because a lot of people look up to you and people, cricketers like you. And when they hear how it's benefited you, that's probably going to get them to understand that that's an important part of being a sportsman as well.
See, Akshay, I also think one thing. See, as much as we train physically, which is great, we have to train physically in terms of skill, in terms of fitness, physical fitness, and all of things. But what are the things? There are a lot of things that we miss out, and one of them is mental training. Now, as much as physical training is important, mind training is equally important, or I would say probably more important than sometimes physical fitness. Because if you're getting mentally tired, then you're not taking the right decisions. Or when you're succumbing to pressure, then you can be physically fit. You can be the most fittest person in the world physically. But if you're succumbing to pressure and you're not able to navigate that space, then physical fitness is not going to help you. So I think improving overall mental fitness, physical fitness, skills is the way to go ahead. And yoga and meditation has really helped me in becoming mentally fit, in becoming mentally very disciplined. Because being mentally consistent becomes very important once so you can start something, but if you're not mentally disciplined and not mentally consistent, then you're not going to keep going at it relentlessly.
Sure. No, completely agree. And thanks for sharing that. Moving on, Mike, any other sports person that you look up to? Cricket, you have all these people who you're playing with and you interact with a lot. But other sports, is there anyone else that you look up to, or is there anyone you're in touch with to get an understanding of how they prepare for games, how they prepare for their sports and their matches?
Well, I like football. I like watching football. So apart from playing cricket, I like watching football. Uh, I haven't I haven't got in touch with any of the professional footballers, but that's one sport I like. But given a chance, I would. I'm lucky enough to interact with a lot of the cricketers around the globe, a lot of the cricketers in India. So I'm very lucky to be in touch with them, and having spoken to them, having learned from their experience is fantastic. But yeah, like you said, I would love to also understand and see and get a different perspective of sport from a different sport. But I haven't really explored that option yet.
Good. So, any advice you'd give 15-year-old Mayank right now after you've gone through the grind and you've started playing for India? Anything you'd tell Mayank Agarwal, who's in Bishop Gordon's playing BTR or Katorian Shield, and saying that, oh, I wish I play for India soon?
I would definitely tell my 15-year-old self that great, just be relentless, because be relentless in what sets your soul on fire. Be relentless in chasing your dream. And touch wood, I've been relentless at that, and it's paid dividends. I would tell myself to keep working hard the way I've done, but I'd also tell myself to to relax a bit more, to enjoy a bit more, to enjoy sport a bit more, and and to let go some of the fears that I had, as a cricketer.
Sure. And I'm guessing that's the same advice you'd give any kid who's
That's something that I would tell.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I lost you a bit.
No, so I said that's probably the same advice you'd give any kid who's probably trying to follow their dreams, follow their passion. It probably would be the exact same thing, because that's something that's worked for you. So it should work for most people as long as they stick to their guns and do what do what you're recommending them to do.
Yeah, I think, see, if there's something that I want to recommend, uh, other people would be, work hard, be honest, be relentless. You have a dream, chase it, but make sure that you're giving a wholehearted, full effort. Yep. So that at the end of it, when you look back, you want to say that, I gave it my best. Whether you succeed or you don't succeed, that is separate. But having given everything you got, and having no stone unturned, having that feeling is very satisfying. So I would tell everyone, go about chasing your dream in the best possible manner you can. Be very honest to yourself, have that discipline, work hard, be relentless, and chase your dream with complete honesty is what I would say. There will be a lot of distractions. There will be a lot of things that distract you, things that make your life easy. Some of it can be video games, some of it can be other things, it can be anything. But make sure that at the end of the day, that you've been honest to yourself, and you've chased and gone after your dream like nobody else.
Great. Thanks, Mayank. Thanks so much for taking time off and being part of this. I'm sure it's going to be immensely helpful for folks who listen to it, and they get to know how you've gone about the process and made sure that you're at the pinnacle of your game as well right now. So I wish you good luck when the season starts, and I look forward to seeing many hundreds from you as well.
Thank you so much, Akshay. I must say it's been an absolute pleasure being part of this. I would love to share my experiences, and also I would love to hear more from other people, and get to learn from them as well. So that if there is anything that I can add something to my game or something to my mind space, I'd love to do that.
For sure. Thanks a lot, Mayank. Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, man.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Pick your coach. Best coaches, no matter where.